Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CCS Season 5. I'm back with Jonas. The regular season finally comes to a close line. Our final match out of match 363 to close this season. Jonas, I counted them all up last night. This is the final game of the regular season. Idaho State takes on Northern Arizona in a Big Sky clash.
Where we always have some good competition. Of course, these are kind of the top two teams there right now. Unfortunately, we don't have Sacramento State, but they are always fun to watch in competition. It was always kind of a battle between this trio. It was a really fun to see last season, but now this season, it's the battle between the Bengals and the Lumberjacks. And we're going to see who takes it in the regular season. I would expect both these two teams to be in the conference title match when the conference tournament starts very, very soon. I would expect them to face off again. So this is kind of a little preview for that.
Wow, last season, I think these teams split, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think NAU lost in the regular season and won the Big Sky tournament, I believe.
Yeah.
So they're 1-1 all time against each other in CCS, now trying to break the tie tonight. And I think coming into tonight, Northern Arizona is the team to beat. They are ranked. They're on paper better than Idaho State, in my opinion. I think NAU is your favorite tonight going into it.
I would say it's close, but I would have to give them the slight advantage. Non-conference was kind of what pushed over the edge. Idaho State struggled a little bit in non-con. I believe they were in that CCS Invitational. They finished 7th in that CCS Invitational. They just kind of struggled a bit. They had losses to James Madison, losses to Nebraska. That's kind of what put them down a little bit further, and I think that's why NAU, they are the favorites going into it, but it's close. These are the top two teams in the Big Sky. We're going to see who's going to get the 1 seed going in the conference tournament.
That we are. The players are ready. Jonas, game 1. Northern Arizona, the Lumberjacks, take on Idaho State, the Bengals from Idaho. And Big Sky, both teams undefeated, looking for that last win to close out regular season unbeaten.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun one for sure. We are officially underway. I know that Northern Arizona are hungry for a win. You know, not only are they looking for their revenge after last season, Chronicle gonna break things open early, slots it just past EJ on the far side. But again, NAU, they got swept in the Big Sky title championship match last season by Idaho State. They want that revenge.
That they do. 4:48 to go. The first goal will go through for the Lumberjacks of NAU, and off the kickoff and chance there for Idaho State, but possession still in the hands of the Lumberjacks of NAU.
And we'll see if Idaho State are going to be able to respond quickly, as I think they will. We've seen the explosive offense that have come out of Northern Arizona. We've seen it time and time again. Idaho State, last season, they did really well in the conference tournament, being able to adapt and strike early and really kind of sit in that driver's seat from the get-go. That's a great demo from EJ. Wide open net from Ultramag, but he took too much time. He still finds the dunk, and ISU tie it up.
The Bengals able to find the goal one. Ultramag in a wide open net. They're almost sold it at the goal line. Beast nearly found the game ceiling save there to, at least for now, keep them unscathed, but the goal is good. 1-1.
And I think the other big thing here, Nation, obviously we're not quite in the conference tournaments just yet, but the Big Sky has been interesting mostly on the side of NAU because they don't have that Big Sky title just yet. Ultramag, nice squishy save there. Adams finds the clear good pressure from the Lumberjacks, but Idaho State hold on. You know, back in Season 3, when Northern Arizona was first introduced to the league, they went to Game 7 with Sacramento State in the title match and lost. And then, of course, last season, they got swept by Idaho State. They've gotten there both seasons. They've been here in CCS. They just haven't been able to get the win.
They played deep into the Big Sky tournament. They got the win last season, though, in that Big Sky tournament final, so they have won it before.
No, last season, I thought Idaho State swept.
Idaho State swept the regular season, but I believe NAU won the tournament, no?
No, it was Northern Arizona, I believe, won 3-1 in regular season. It was the Bengals who won 4-0 in the conference tournament. I remember because we were predicting it was going to be NAU. We thought it might be Idaho State's last matchup, but no, they prevailed.
Interesting. Well, Idaho State then, the Big Sky Tournament title last season. NAU still hunting down their first Big Sky Tournament title to get their first ever AQ to the championship. They played into the postseason now 3 times. Tried to go back this season. 2:44 to go. The Lumberjacks strike again.
And they've just been able to catch the Bengals kind of sleeping around the midfield. That's kind of 2 long-range shots, and there just hasn't been anyone back for Idaho State to really catch up to. And now NAU have the lead back in hands, getting closer and closer to halftime. They're going to be looking to protect it a little bit more.
Halftime here, approaching Ultramag for 2, no good. Almost a second on the night for Ultramag there. Possession back in the hands of the Lumberjacks here. Jonas, halfway through game 1, early thoughts?
I mean, ultimately, I think Idaho State, they just need to tidy up. I think that should have been a goal from Ultramag on that last possession. Just couldn't quite get it on target. NAU, they've been doing well punishing mistakes. I think Idaho State might just seem to have the slightly higher ceiling. EJ, a nice beat, and the finish. We're tied at 2.
2:08 to play. The game tied again. 128 seconds to go. Chronicle off the backboard. Just kind of lost control of his car, and the defense lost its footing. We're even again at 2:08 remains.
And it's still just anyone's game at this point. You really don't know which way it's going to go, who's going to be able to really hold on to control. Chronicle, an open look here, misses high, the double no good. Tried to make do straight off that kickoff, couldn't turn it in. Carr right back upfield. EJ needing to spot a turn. Tough position. Carr gets past him, but Ultramag will head right back into the corner. Looking to turn things around. Idaho State, they're still hunting for that first lead of the series.
1:40 to go. NAU and Idaho State still even, Jonas, at 2 apiece. And I think for me the biggest thing is, watching the defenses go to work and how they deal with the offensive pressure we see out of both teams so far tonight, how we're going to see it throughout the course of the series. But 90 seconds remains, and it's a defensive ballgame. It's proving to be just that here tonight.
Yeah, it is. I mean, both these are gritty teams. I mean, they do not go down without a fight, and that's why we've seen such close competition between them before, between Sacramento State. I mean, just 3 great programs. Again, it's sad we don't have the Hornets this season. Maybe, hopefully, we'll see them return, but it is really fun to see this Big Sky competition, as it always seems to be very close.
Yeah, the tournament final always seems to be interesting. The 2 top dogs kind of going head-to-head after getting past the Montana State and Idaho and Montana. But 45 to play here, still even at 2 apiece, as the Lumberjacks and Bengals might need some extra time to decide the winner of Game 1.
It's already looking like it. I mean, NAU, they're doing well, controlling the boost, controlling possession. Got to be able to turn it in here. Pass out from Chronicle. Beast was there, but Adam was able to make do with the save. Ultramag trying to escape. Beast staying on it. Low boost. Reset. Fakes it to Carr. EJ there for the 50. Adam trying to clear away. Get some help from EJ. Idaho State by a moment, but it's not much time. Chronicle, another shot saved by Ultramag. The Bengals just looking to hang on for OT.
An interesting note as well. Northern Arizona got the Big Sky CECC tournament bid to Arlington, Texas for their championship. So NAU, a lot on the line here tonight as they're trying to hold off a perfect record this year with the Bengals.
I mean, we'll have to see if they can. I mean, it's still all up in the air, and we'd expect them to face one more time in the Big Sky Conference Tournament Championship, but we will indeed have to see. Adam, open look here, far side. Chronicle, no boost, still able to get there in time. Shuts down Ultramag as well, runs into the corner, trying to get something middle. EJ plays it high and away. Idaho State just looking to get back on the offense.
It's been a defensive battle all so far tonight. But again, these defenses have to break eventually. I think we're seeing NAU's offense, and they're creating opportunities to score in the passing plays inside the box. And maybe a one-on-one here. The bump is good. Demo, mark it good for Beast. NAU take game 1, 33 seconds into overtime.
Yeah, Ultramag just left in the most unfortunate 1v1 you can be. No boost. Backwards on the goal line. Beast had full reign, and he just takes him out of his misery. NAU take game 1 in overtime, but already game 1 needing some extra time to decide it. We'll see if that's just kind of an omen for the rest of the series.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier, too, is And NAU on offense, their passing plays are a little bit slowed down, and it's giving Idaho State's defense a lot of time to react and make the proper reads, and I think that's part of why this game lasted as long as it is. NAU really felt like they were dominating the offensive boards, but they couldn't get passes across because of how slow they were playing their passes.
Yeah, we did see just a little bit of slow movement, but ultimately they were still able to just break down the defense from Idaho State. They just made a couple overextensions. I mean, those first two goals were Idaho State overextending, and then the third one was just a bit of unfortunate rotation and a quick punish from Beast. But Idaho State going to be looking to immediately clean up those mistakes, really not let them happen going into game number 2. Otherwise, the Lumberjacks, they're going to have free reign.
That they are in game 2, a new slate at 0-0. We'll see how things adjust 5 minutes into this series. Jonas, what do you expect to see happen in game 2 after NAU's physical game-winning goal there in overtime? The demo creates the shot, and it's good as gold, but game 2 is a new slate. Idaho State trying to equalize at 1 apiece.
I mean, hoping and I would expect to see Idaho State play with a little bit more ferocity in this one, especially offensively. Ultramag looking to do exactly that. Double misses. EJ diving in over Chronicle into the back. Well, it's played away by Beast. I think we just need to see the Bengals get more aggressive on the offensive side, really take the initiative and take it to NAU.
I 100% agree. I think this series, and right now, is in the hands of the Lumberjacks. And for Idaho State, you got to find ways to be effective in the paint, and they haven't been able to do that so far. And a fast break for Chronicle is broken up by EJ. Double commit in the corner. Minute gone off the clock. The Bengals will hold off the press for now.
Beast bump through the corner. Chronicle 50 evens out. Carr gives it back to him. Tough roll. Beast is there far side. He didn't want to make the cut happen. It was tough to try and reach it. Now going down middle. No one there. Clear is made by Ultramag. Idaho State struggling to maintain control. Adam fires. Chronicle another big save. And he really has seemed to be holding this NAU team together early.
3:32 to go. NAU looking for goal number 1 here. Chronicle over 1, almost over a second. And about a minute 30. Off the clock, low 50 there, won by Beast, still bobbing and weaving through the Idaho State defense as Carlos over a first has help in front from Beast, but nothing there for the NAU offense.
Ultramag shaking off. Carlos finds the save. Ultramag hard shot downfield, will be off. Chronicle in a tough spot still, flipping it away well. Fall from Adam, saved by Beast. EJ crashing the net, but Chronicle gets a nice touch. It's a 3v, no one. Carlos trying to get it back to Beast, he misses. Idaho State able to somehow walk away without conceding there.
2:50 to go. Ultramag towards the corner, back across. No one there for NAU to really crash the net there. Beast gets the fast break off a 50. 1-0 goes to Lumberjacks.
And it's just a poor 50 and an overextension. All of Idaho State pushing up, and Ultramag dunked straight through by Beast, and there's just no one left to stop it.
And these 50s have been proven to be very positive for Northern Arizona. 2:40 to go, right at the halfway point, nearly here, Jonas. In game 2, it seems like a continuation of overtime. 2-0. Chronicle up a second.
Yeah, again, I mean, just an early breakdown. Ultramag, tough read, a big miss there, and Chronicle just an open shot on the left side. Idaho State, they need to tighten up that defense.
2:35 to go now. The lead doubled to 2 for the Lumberjacks. Now the kickoff numbers here for Idaho State. Easy save though for Beast. Fast some help physically from a Chronicle there off the demo. Jonas, it just feels like the NAU is winning the physical battle of the series, and in terms of the efficient part of this series, where their offense is holding off a lot of midfield presence from Idaho State, and their defense doing a stellar job at holding off the offense of the Bengals.
Yeah, they really haven't. I mean, they've just been more of an all-around threat. Both these games so far, Idaho State, they just seem a little bit more timid. I don't know if that's because they're going against NAU. They know it's that conference rival. They know it's not going to be an easy game, or maybe it's because they're on stream. I know EJ doesn't always love playing in front of us, but regardless, NAU, they've been able to take advantage, and we said that they were the favorites going into it, and right now they look it.
That they do, and a 2-0, minute 40 to go here. NAU swept that Big Sky tournament in the CECC qualifiers 4-0. in the grand final against Idaho State. So Idaho State struggled this year against the NAU Lumberjacks. It's 3-0 as Northern Arizona extended a third.
And again, just a poor 50 from Ultramag and Adam. Side flip there, double jump, maybe would have just done the job well, but Beast able to turn in a second here in game number 2. He's 2 for 2 with 3 saves already, and scoreline goes 3-0 in favor of the Lumberjacks. And Idaho State, they just seem to have not found their footing now, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it in time.
A minute 16 to score 3 is a tall order, especially against the defense that has been tough to beat all night so far for the Bengals, as their offense of NAU has been lethal tonight. Almost a fourth there. Possession, though, still here in the orange side for the Lumberjacks. 1 minute to go. Idaho State still fighting the other own half.
Good control from Ultramag, but he runs out of boost. Beast steals away the possession. Chronicle 50'd well by Adam. Double commit there for the Lumberjacks. Adam looking to take advantage of the 50. Still evened out. Ultramag, one touch flip reset, gets it in the backboard, trying to put it middle, can't do so. Lumberjacks still holding a big miss from EJ. The net wide open. Adam, can he get back in time? Yes. But again, Idaho State, they just seem to be crumbling a bit, Nation.
30 seconds, they need 3. Goal every 10 seconds, make that a goal every 6 seconds. 24 to play, it's 4-0.
And again, the defense just splits here. Adam wins the 50 off to the sidewall. Carlos shoots, and there is no one there. It's just a wide open look, and Carlos putting it away well off the sidewall. But Idaho State just giving Northern Arizona so many free opportunities at this point. They look to have another.
18 to go in game number 2, and NAU dominant in the last 5 minutes. Even in overtime, it felt like it was a little bit dominant as well. I mean, what has to change going into game 3 for Idaho State to give them a fighting chance here? That's a 5th. My goodness, Chronicle wanted one more.
Yeah, well, they need Chronicle to maybe cool down. That's the first part. I mean, he didn't need to do that at all, but he wanted it. 2 seconds left. Why not? Add a 5th for good measure. Northern Arizona, a dominant look here in game number 2. I think, honestly, for Idaho State, we talked about in game 1 cleaning up the rotations a little bit, not overextending, not letting the defense get out. I mean, that's just the first thing. We need to see them start cutting off these passing plays from Northern Arizona. I think we need to see them keep the ball a little bit closer. They seem to be giving away possession quite a bit. They need to stay more protective of it.
Yeah, and NAU's creating those turnovers at a highly efficient level, so giving them so many more offensive opportunities that we saw make the difference here in game 2. And you see the 9 shots there for NAU compared to just 6 out of Idaho State, so a 3-shot difference makes up for a 5-goal difference. And the NAU defense perfect for at least the last 6.5, 7 minutes of this series.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Idaho State do going into this 3rd game. We saw them, take a brief moment between games to maybe resettle and talk about things, but now they need a reverse sweep, and they might have a look here. No one's there to take advantage. It was an awkward save from Carlos, and that needs to be a goal for the Bengals.
Double quick there in the deep zone of Idaho State. NAU, though, feel so much more content with how things have gone. They're getting comfortable taking some early risks here in game 3.
Yeah, they are indeed. And here's a good look for EJ. Crossbar ping. Follow from Ultramag. This one high as well. Adam there puts it middle for EJ. Good shot. Chronicle a save off the post, and NAU hanging on strong in Idaho State. Another big shot from Adam. Carlos saves it. The Lumberjacks cutting down Idaho State time and time again.
This defense just will not break. It's been a brick wall so far. I'm not hearing the pings in the crossbar anymore. It sounds normal to me right now.
There was a very loud one when EJ hit it, but that was the only one I heard. I mean, either way, hoping we do hear maybe a couple more. I would expect as much, but I mean, we're already minute 20 gone. Idaho State have 5 shots, Nation, and 4 out of the 5 have been saved by NAU. They are just not giving a single freebie.
That's shot number 6. EJ the dunk down. Beast will hold off. EJ there now, the fast break. They beat the press. 3.5 to go, just 90 seconds in. NAU Their defense has been battle-tested early in Game 3. The offense, though, still trying to find its footing again to close out this series and potentially a sweep.
Yeah, we'll see if Idaho State are able to make these adaptations, but right now they just seem, it almost feels like they're just holding off the inevitable right now, Nation. It feels like NAU are eventually going to be able to break through again, take that lead, and just kind of hold it defensively. Idaho State, they need to take their fate into their own hands right now. Ultramag down to the corner. Adam is there. Bit of tough control. Chronicle already on at halftime, approaching, still tied 0-0.
Back pass will find Carr in succession, 1-on-2, taken wide halftime. Here in Game 3, NAU just trying to hold off a couple more minutes here and find one goal to seal the deal. That one off the bar and away. EJ now the rebound will not fall. Carlos 1-on-1 over the first. Now left alone is Adams, and Northern Arizona Jonas have completely taken over in both sides of the game.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, we haven't seen a ton of direct shooting from the Lumberjacks in this game. They only got 2 shots logged in these first 3 minutes, but their defense has been able to do enough, and they still been able to find pressure versus Idaho State. Even though they're not a ton of on-target shots, they still seem to be creating looks. That's a big demo there from Carlos to relieve some more pressure. A 50 from Beast. EJ spot and waiting for the corner boost. It's wide open for NAU.
The physical battle has been won all night long by Northern Arizona. It feels like every 50 goes the way of the Lumberjacks, and every time I see a demo, it's always NAU killing an Idaho State player. So it's you got to be able to win those physical battles in series like this, and NAU has turned the tides of this series, winning both of those physical battles in the 50s and the demos.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the 50 game, because I was thinking about that exact same thing. We have seen, I feel like, hardly any challenges really won by Idaho State. There's a look there, but it's just missed high. Chronicle taps it away out to the midfield, but in those close 50s, I mean, we talked about how gritty both these teams are. They like to play in those close quarters, but NAU just seem much more comfortable in that spot. Idaho State usually play with a little bit more finesse, but NAU just shutting them down completely.
1:20 to go. Northern Arizona trying to hold off for one more minute to be the #1 overall seed in the Big Sky Tournament here in CCS Season 5. 1:08 to play, and Jonas' defense still just will not break.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to. If it hasn't yet, I think they're going to be fine for the majority of this one. Chronicle shot look there. Adam, a nice save away. EJ pressured through the corner. Beast just playing keep away, takes the demo in hand. Carlos misses. Adam puts it right on the hood of Chronicle. He hops it over. EJ still on it. Ultramag left in a 2v1. It's a good 50 from Chronicle. Net open for a moment. No, Adam will be back to take it away for Idaho State. But regardless, the offense doesn't seem to be gaining any traction for the Bengals.
EJ fires, finds Ultramag. It's immediately blocked. Beast in transition. There's the dagger. 27 seconds. 2-0 NAU.
It was a 3v1 in that scenario, and immediately it's turned into an NAU goal back the other way. Carlos with a great block. Beast immediately turns from the midfield boost, puts away the second, and I think that will just be the nail in the coffin at this point. Idaho State have not been able to get their offense going. They're still making a couple of those rotational mistakes, and Lumberjacks punishing them almost every single time, and as time expires, it looks like there's just nothing the Bengals can do in the situation.
I don't remember the order the scores in Game 1. We are under a 9-0 NAU run as of this moment right now. Since the end of Game 1, that they scored a tie, then took the lead in overtime, and then you see the 5-0 last game and a 2-0 here, so a 9-0 Lumberjack run to close the series can mark it good for a sweep.
Yeah, that'll be it right there. I mean, Chronicle just letting it fall ever so gracefully, but a dominant performance from Northern Arizona. They are hunting that Big Sky Conference Tournament title, and they seem to be getting closer and closer. And if we see this form again, that title will be theirs.
That it will. Well, Jonas, I mean, what a night. What a good fit to close the regular season with Idaho State and Northern Arizona on our Monday night clash here. And again, we'll be back in about 20 minutes for the podcast. But, you know, thoughts on what we just watched? 3-0 goes the Lumberjacks, 6-0, 5-0 in league play. I think they're perfectly also undefeated at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I mean, it's just tough. It's tough to see for Idaho State. I mean, we've seen those guys a lot. We of course know EJ from way back when in the Blackline Championship Series. It's been fun to see this team develop, and ultimately it wasn't their night. I know EJ has been sick. I know he still went into the facility today to play this matchup, but Northern Arizona, they looked scary, and they're going to be looking to stay in that form. And they're on the radar. I mean, we've known them. They've been slowly. They climbed into the top 25 power rankings. I believe they're now sitting at number 21. They're trying to make it up even further. Obviously, we won't have any more of those top 25 now, but they're trying to improve their seeding. And with a dominant sweep like this, if they can repeat that going into the conference tournament, that'll help out their seeding thus even more.
And well, it's been Nation Jonas. We'll see you guys live in 30 minutes for the CCS Conference Call Podcast After Dark as we break down all things CCS championships and what to expect across the next 3 weeks. We'll see you guys in 30 minutes right after the break.